Our brand management solutions encompass the multimedia, the applications development, and the marketing and advertising.
Your attitude towards your business, because the attitude that I picked up from you is that you know it all. You know it all.
Indlela zokuxhumana ziyanda ku-digital space futhi ke ne-online presence nayo idlala iqhaza elikhulu kakhulu kuwona lawo mabhizinisi afuna ukuthuthuka kwi-21st century. Phela ke, this industry has become a very attractive space for many young creative minds with a creative edge to create edgy communication. Reabecoe Selekisho yena ke usungulele ibhizinisi lakhe laziwa ngokuthiwa yi-Graffic Hub Visual Network. Ukholelwa ukuthi ibhizinisi lakhe lizokwazi ukuguqula wona lo mkhakha. Today we spend a day with an ambitious and creative entrepreneur, Reabecoe Selekisho of Graffic Hub Visual Network, to discover more of his work.
The space, I think it's very conducive. As a creative company, we need the right type of space for people to get their minds into things.
He relives his life story as we travel to Welkom to meet his parents, relatives, and friends.
A lot of people have the perception that if you're the only child, you are spoiled, you get everything you want, but it's not really the case. You just get a lot of attention towards you.
Ngemva kwaloko uza e-studio sethu kuzoxoxisana no-Pepsi njengoba ke phela bezobe bedingida amasu anawo wokundlondlobalisa ibhizinisi lakhe.
Hi, my name is Reabecoe Selekisho, founder and creative director of Graffic Hub Visual Networks. We're a multimedia company. Our services are multimedia, brand management, applications development, marketing and advertising. What makes us different is that we're creative, we're young, we're energetic, and if you can dream it, we can create it. Visit our online studio at visualnetworks.co.za. We have Facebook, we are on Twitter, and we are on Vimeo as well.
Usomabhizinisi azobe sichitha usuku naye namhlanje yena osebenza kule nkundla lena bathi ke yi-digital space, abanye baphinde futhi bathi ke benza nama-graphics. Phela ke lo mbhemu lona ke umsebenzi wakhe omuhle lona wenzayo oncomekayo usiza ukuthi uthuthukise amanye amabhizinisi asafufusa la ngaphandle. Lo mbhemu lo usebenzela khona laphayana kuleya ndawo. Isona ke station sala ePitori kula khona kamahhovisi akhe ekhona. Ake singeneni khona ke sibone ukuthi ke yona ke Graffic Hub isiphatheleni. Siya Ndati.
So, Reabecoe.
Thank you, Ndati. So, Abuti, Kabana remote stationing. How does this impact business? How Kabani stationing looks like you are far away from mode into the Zalanting, from the hustle and the bustle. Yes, BD.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I choose the station is because of the space. It requires a little bit more space to maneuver around, and I mean, we literally just 2 minutes away from the Gauteng, so if clients are from Sandton, Rivonia, or whatever, they can just take the Gauteng, and we're here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, please take me through.
Yeah.
Lead the way. No si izuru to lemsibetsi. Ora dula fona kwetelle. What is our start a business yaka? Take me through process le journey yeo. Anane le ntho ne le easy gore ka etsa na ntho.
Well, journey is easy. Ka khola ke spendile about 18 months ke sa thole msebetsi. So ka qala freelancer because ne second hand skills and then from freelancer haka ka thola a lot of people batla, for me to do some designs and websites and so on. So I decided, okay, since, I might as well just start a company and then be self-sufficient.
So come on, the office
all right, come on, my design guys. All wonderful and crazy things.
Dumela. Lega. Lady designers. That's what I heard. I want to get the headphones. No, hulukile ne. Skal disturb. Sharp. So, abuti. Kopa o explain le di services tsa mo hae. Let's
Services tsa rona ke tse 4. Brand management, multimedia, marketing and advertising, the application development.
Obana di companies tsa tshwana le bo Graffic Hub tse di etse these days ba hlahela ka mali ka mo batho ba bangata. What gives you guys that X factor?
The X factor for us is the ability to innovate using technology as well. Example would be, if we're talking websites, there's mobile apps, there's desktop-based websites. So right now we fuse the two and turn that application into a hybrid. So we viewer from a desktop, we viewer as an app on your phone. It's available on the App Store as well if you want. So that's the kind of innovation that we're talking about.
Yeah, that mina ngikholwa ngokubona laba.
Kabiki, our web developer. So basically, we develop websites in 2 ways. We develop CMS, which is content management systems, and then if we develop for big organizations for enterprise development, our SABC framework.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So this website here, CMS. So it looks like this in front. It looks nice and snazzy, but how we develop, we come to this part of it. This is the back end. This is where we create the page, we create content, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then when we're talking frameworks, this is one of the websites we did for the traditional affairs department. Rienzaga framework because it was enterprise development.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we did. Like you can search, you can find traditional communities, you can find chiefs and kings and so on, just by searching, and you can generate reports and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Indonzi ishane Supeni ndakatanga kushandira Graffic Hub muna November 2015 and ndoshanda as a junior graphic designer, and it's ndofarira kushandira panapa. It's good. It's a good environment. Vanhu vandoshanda navo vanonakidza kushanda navo. We understand each other. We click. There's never a project that we go to yatisinganzwisise.
They essentially provide me services internally in terms of building my brand and managing my web and my IT infrastructure. And then on top of that, we then offer solutions to the network, the Wizant network, around those particular areas.
When I started going solo, I needed to make myself visible. I needed a website, I needed social media presence, those kinds of things. And he came to me, he's like, hey man, Hotman, this is what I do. I've started a company called Graffic Hub, and I would like to do some work for you, And gradually we started taking clips of performances here and there, and as time went on, he full on became the service guy for all my needs.
I'm not really, as financially privy, but I think my cost of sale is directly...
What do you mean you're not financially privy? Whose business is it?
Reabecoe is a creative entrepreneur with a knack for business. Godwa kuzomela asebenze ngokukhulu ukuyimisela ukuze akhombise ubaba wakhe ukuthi yena usomabhizinisi oqotho. Sika sathi kuba nodlwana ondlebeke nomndeni wakhe. Bona baphinde futhi basitshela ukuthi bacabangani ngayo njengosomabhizinisi.
Being the only child sort of like played a part in me being a very quiet person. because I would spend most of my time by myself if I'm in the house. Me and my parents have a very close relationship. I think I'm more closer to my mom than my dad. I think it's that whole nurturing thing. My mom was very nurturing.
Because of being the only child mo hae.
My dad, we're close. I think I'm more like him than anything else. So, you know, me being like him, there's sort of that little, you know, friction. Yeah.
You have no brother, no sister.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to ask my mom, when am I going to get another brother or a sister? And they would always laugh it off, you know?
Hore aba fitla mpotse hore na mara mama why lisa reking ngwana mo man bona ke boreile wena o tsamaya le papa nna le ntsia ke le mong mona.
But at some point I realized it's not going to happen.
Nna ke mothotse ka cesarean section ke re tlo kwa ntlo o bontsha he hore na why ke sa gone ho ba le ngwana o mong. So dintho tse ngata ne re di sherelana o hotse nze re shera nthonyana tse ngatanyana le yena.
I had one girlfriend during my high school years, and that relationship moved into my tertiary years.
It became so serious or up to grade 12 ebe onza ana le girlfriend ena. Ba utlwana le rona ra ba utlwisisa ra tlwaela o tshakela ko habo ngwanyana o le ba ko habona ba tlwaela ho tla kwane.
At some point she probably saw better guys or better looking guys. I don't know. And yeah, we broke up. So that was pretty hard on me actually. I went home that weekend.
Ka bona ntwana e motshwara ha bohloko jwale e tla be ke dula le yena ke le ka mo bolella ke mo beha hantle wa tsa di relationship ngwana ka hona le di 1 2 and 3 and wena o tshwantse o etse so and so jwalo ka moshimane. Every afternoon ha fetsa o tsamaya dikolo di butse ka 5 o'clock ne ke ya containing ne soka ke ba le cell phone ke tla be ke mo founela o ntse ya hantle ngwana ka ke kopa o rapele le yena o tla bantsa re mama ke kopa o rapele hle taba ka le ronele e loki kore haya I'm sure about 3 to 4 months ntse re etsa the same thing.
A lot of people have the perception that if you're the only child, you know, you're spoiled, yeah, you get everything you want, but it's not really the case. You just get a lot of attention towards you. I lived the first 5-6 years of my life in Milodi, then we moved to Welkom, and we've been living there ever since. I wasn't naughty, I was just a normal guy. You know, that's it. I just love my football. Anything sports for me was what I did.
In general, but his main love is soccer. He did enjoy tennis and a little bit of cricket.
I've always thought he was going to be a soccer star because when I looked at Batwabang and how they played soccer, he was exceptionally good. He was really, really exceptionally good as a striker.
I have learned that the quieter he is, something is up. So he internalizes a lot of things. He likes being self-reliant. And then he'll only so when he's at his wit's end, like, you know what, I go so here and there.
I love spending time with my friends. I've never met a group of people that are just as stupid as me. Like, you don't get that at all. I think that's why we're still friends even today. You know? I was excited, you know, moving away from home just based on the freedom that I was going to get. My first years in varsity, I was doing IT, web development. So I literally knew nothing about programming and developing.
Skolong na sebetsa hantle haholo kore ha re batlo bua boshano jale ke mona mo mma ya mplelang a ruila re no man mama wa tseba nna skolong a ke a ela hore ke lo sebeletsa motho e mong ke etse hore nna ke tlo itshebeletsa.
What makes him happy is progress. Progress makes him very happy in life. He doesn't think within the borders of South Africa.
My biggest fear is not being able to achieve my goals while my parents are still alive. I think that's my biggest fear. That's what drives me, actually.
Ngemuva kokuthi agraduate uReabecoe waxakeka uma ngabe kumele athole umsebenzi. With no work experience, he decided that entrepreneurship might be the only way to solve the dilemma of being young and unemployed. Njengamanje uxoxisana noPepsi bakhuluma ngama challenges abhekana nawo ke lapha yana ebhizinisini lakhe.
Right, studio session with Pepsi. I hope he's a little bit lenient. Let's see how it goes. Right.
Reabecoe started his business armed only with a laptop. He had no work experience and zero capital. And today, just a few years later, he's created over 10 employment and internship opportunities to benefit young graduates. He's here to talk about the highs and lows of running his own business. Reabecoe, welcome to Making Moves.
Thank you, sir.
Shapo Jamfito, all right?
Yeah, good day.
Take a seat.
All right.
So, Muna, you know, you started your business because you couldn't find a job.
Yeah.
So are you a natural entrepreneur or were you just a broke, unemployed somebody?
I think I do have a bit of entrepreneurial ability. I just had to basically just grow it and tap into it. Yeah.
Okay, given that your business would be defined as a survivalist enterprise, you started it because you needed a salary on a month-to-month basis. So you almost had to get into business.
Yeah.
So what's your growth vision for the business? Because you didn't start with a vision in mind.
Yeah.
You didn't have this thing that you wanted to do. You went in just to take care of your immediate needs. Is there now a vision that's developed for the business?
Yes, there is a vision. I think because of what I experienced when I left school, something like an internship program, which I've ran for a few years, is something that I really want to expand into a little bit more, because what I realized is that people don't have, or students or final year students don't really have those opportunities, because there's always, we need experience here, we need experience there, but if nobody offers them that experience, then they're going to be sitting ducks basically.
But is that a business though? I mean, offering a space for interns, is that the business? Because who's your client? Is it the interns or is it the people that give you work?
Well, our clients are in three streams. We've got corporate clients, we've got clients in the government, we've got clients in the entertainment and media. So that's where our revenue streams come from.
Okay, this is my challenge, because Haku Buzaka, your vision, the first thing you spoke about was creating internship opportunities. That's not your business. It's not.
No, it's not.
You're not a training business.
No, I'm not a training business. Look,
So what's your vision for your business?
The vision is to help SMEs and entrepreneurs in terms of their brands. Again, because there's such a big gap between big business and small business, branding for me is one of the most important things. And when you look at some of the supporting institutions that support small businesses, that is not a core focus. And I think that should be a core focus, just to bridge that gap between small and big business. Okay. So even though I do get business from big corporates and small business, I think I can still contribute in terms of bridging that gap, so that the small business can literally just grow into becoming big business as well.
And is the business profitable right now?
It's a bit touch and go. I think we make way less, I think less than 5% profit, but I think looking at my forecasts, I think we can increase that in the next 3 years to about 20 to 25% margin.
Okay. I mean, listen, I've seen your numbers. So the strange thing was that when you're making big turnover, your costs suddenly go up.
Yeah.
Over and above your cost of sales. I didn't understand that.
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is the resourcing. So when you have a big project.
Yeah, but those costs go into your cost of sales.
Yeah.
You've got other costs that go up. How nalinyogu. So I'm just wondering,
No, I think for me, my cost of sales, I'm not really, as financially privy, but I think my cost of sale is directly...
What do you mean you're not financially privy? Whose business is it?
It's my business, but so? I feel like my labor is directly connected to the cost of sales, because if I have a big project where I need to put in, let's say, 4 web developers, I need to be able to pay those developers. And then you've got your designers, you've got your animators, you've got your communication guys and your marketing guys. So the bigger the project, the bigger the cost, because I have to put in more resource into it.
Absolutely, and I'm still not clear. What's the plan to build the client base? That's the most important thing for you right now, before anything else.
Yeah, what I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of pitching, but again, I'm running the business by myself. So I think if I had a team of people that are literally focused on business development, I think that will help, because then I can focus on the creative side of things, where I make sure that the quality of work is
but you can't do that. It's not an option available to you. You don't have money.
Yeah.
Neither is the creation of content, incidentally. That's not an option available to you, because you need money in order to create the content.
Yes,
so what are you going to do with only what you have? You've got to get creative here.
Yeah.
You can't employ salespeople. You can't afford them. You can't really create content. Well, you can by borrowing and stealing in order to just make it work and then hope that you can monetize the content later. But what are you going to do now?
What I've done is I've noticed through my research that the business support institutions, they, like I said, they offer business support, but they're not really focused onto the branding. So what I've done is I've done some proposals where I propose for corporate partnerships with these institutions, so that they can facilitate me offering those SMEs business, because the SMEs won't necessarily, or some of them won't necessarily be able to afford. But if I have a corporate partnership with an institution of that nature, then they can facilitate the whole paying of the services, and we can then.
So the likes of Cedar,
100%,
etc.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, well, you've got a plan. You've got business potential. So I'm going to hand you over to a good friend of mine who is going to spend a bit of time with you and help you crystallize your plan to go from services company to media business, because I think that's a good idea. And starting with what you have, because you don't have a whole lot to work with. But if you're creative and you hustle and you piece it together, I think you've got some potential.
Yeah,
all right.
100%.
Reabecoe has shared some of the challenges he's got in his business and his potential growth plans as well. I'm sending him for a coaching session with a like-minded business coach to help him tackle these challenges and help him prepare for his pitch tomorrow.
Interview at Pepsi went well. I thought it was going to be a little bit more harder, but it's a handle, and I'm looking forward to meeting the coach and seeing what we can come up with. With the increase of social media being one of the things that people are into, that's another space as well where we can take advantage.
You don't make money from in business like that, especially when you're a small business.
Reabecoe has dreams of moving his business to the next level. Thina lapha kwa Making Moves singathokoza kakhulu ukubona amaphupho akhe efezeka kwezamabhizinisi, njengoba ke phela sifuna ukumbona eqasha amanye ama-graduates. Yingakho ke simxhumanise nomqeqeshi ozomsiza ngebhizinisi lakhe.
I'm Tebo Gordon Wanjan, CEO of Info Africa Marketing Consulting that specializes in providing small businesses within the cities of Johannesburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, Durban, with consulting tools they can use to grow and expand their businesses. As a coach, my greatest desire is to see a business transform itself, to see the managers of the business transform themselves, and to see the customers being satisfied. The key thing for us is to build a model that allows a business to interact more with its market. Success, prosperity is only for those who are willing to stick it out to the end. what is the market you are working on right now? If you had to segment your market, which one has a better revenue looking forward?
I think a combination of everything, basically. So multimedia as a whole. So that would be from developing applications, websites, designing, doing animations, marketing as well. You know, with the increase of social media being one of the things that people are into, that's another space as well where we can take advantage.
All right.
Yeah.
So what has been your biggest challenge so far?
Biggest challenge is the fact that, you know, sometimes we deliver work and it becomes a bit of a challenge to get get the payments from clients.
All right.
I think that's the biggest challenge, because then that causes a chain reaction in terms of then we're not able to meet our own obligations internally here. Tackling late payments, I've had a few conversations with some of the business mentors that I have, and they've given me suggestions and ways to sort of encourage or push clientele to pay on time.
The only challenge he has is generating more revenue, because he's not a businessman, he's an innovator, he's a creative guy. So he spends so much time running the business, not growing the business. We need to ask ourselves, how do we expand our client base? And how do we get clients that would pay? And I think for me, that is where you should be looking at, because if you are able to look at government, you would need to recruit somebody in your office. I mean, you could find a coordinator and just assign them purely to that part of your business. He subcontracts work often, meaning people win tenders and then give him the work. You don't make money from in business like that, especially when you're a small business. He's black. He has the requirements to chase after government tenders, so he needs to establish a unit in his office for that only. What makes your business very unique? You see, your industry is crowded.
I think what makes us unique is that we do have a personal touch to our offering. So in other words, if we are managing your brand and you have offices, I would literally, depending on what we're doing for you, I would put my design team at your office so that you can access them 24/7, basically. Because sometimes what happens is, if there are things that need to be added or changed, whether on web or whether on design or animation, you always get emails or phone calls, we need to change this, we need to change that. But if I've got my team at your disposal, you can literally use them as far as you want. And I think that has worked with a lot of our clients, and it has worked to such an extent that one of our clients is actually brought our service offering as part of their service offering.
Oh, that's good.
So it works really well.
The business you're in is not something that people would invest in easily.
Yeah.
You do a lot of mobile applications. Mobile applications are things that, if you look at the society in which we operate in, every element is going to move towards mobile application.
Right.
Now, when you do pitch your proposal to the team later on, I would advise you to do this, that you are able to not just focus on the graphics, which is good, but to illustrate that with added investment in your business, you have the potential to move beyond just what you do now into other areas of application.
Right.
How much does it cost you to build an app?
It costs about 40K roughly,
40K.
depending on requirements and specs and all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And how many have you built before?
Last year we built 2.
Last year you built 2.
Yeah. I still think I'm a little bit cheap based on what other more established competitors are charging. So there can still be improvement there where I can increase my pricing, but again, I would have to be very clever in how I do it.
All right, so when you come back later on, the key thing will be your numbers. I think your numbers are good. I think the only thing we need is to ask ourselves, how can we grow the numbers? And that's why, for me, a lot of emphasis should be placed on sales. You need someone in your business that will be tax bringing new business in. I mean, that's not what you do. Your job is to be creative, to be innovative, to design, to ensure it works. I think with 50K and the business growing, it is easier for him to generate 50K from another investor. And also another area you need to work on is how do you cut down your costs of sales?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to spend a lot of money on areas of the business that you would save on. We talked about equipment. I think you need to convince the team that you need capital to acquire the asset. That is what you use often. But there will be this question, why don't you lease the asset often?
Yeah. Some of the things I had in mind and some I didn't. So it was good that the coach having mentioned those things. It's an assurance that I'm on the right track.
Making moves in a sumbulo somkomelo wemali over 50,000 rand to invest in a business. 11 young entrepreneurs will get a chance to showcase their businesses. Each entrepreneur will get an opportunity to pitch for this investment into their business. The judges will use their own discretion. We'll go through to a final episode where they'll battle it out for the grand prize. We'll be making moves in Jalong Somlugo 1:30 Emini for SABC 1 Msansi for sure. Making moves.
I'm fine, how are you?
Getting in that.
Sure.
Seriously, before you're pitching, man, what's going through your mind?
I'm basically just playing the pitch in my mind right now.
I'm sure you try it into it.
Yeah, so I try it, but every situation is different. Yeah.
Different pitching for it.
The fact that there's cameras all around. Yeah, that's the only difference.
Impa, the camera details. Can you judges about two all picture?
Well, it's two pictures, so whenever I mustn't be at fault, but other than that, I'm used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is why you all the best.
Okay.
The judges are on the MS card, eh?
All right. Thanks.
Sharp, go.
Sure.
Reabecoe, welcome back to Making Moves.
Thank you, sir.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine.
All right, you've had 24 hours to put together a pitch presentation, and you have got 4 minutes to present your business to us, after which we'll ask you a few questions, then we will deliberate and let you know what your fate is in terms of your Making Moves journey. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, your 4 minutes starts now.
All right. My name is Reabecoe. I'm founder and creative director of Graffic Hub Visual Networks. Our service model is in 4 tiers. We provide brand management solutions, multimedia, marketing and advertising, and applications development. Our brand management solutions encompass the multimedia, the applications development, and the marketing and advertising. We service in the sectors in government, corporate, and in the entertainment and media. Currently, our profit margins are just below 5%, and we anticipate a growth to about 25% within the next 3 years. Our growth plan in terms of personnel and production equipment, and to also reduce our cost of sales, is to be able to own our own production equipment instead of leasing, and to get our internship program subsidized. That will then be able to reduce our cost of sales by half. In the long term, we plan to develop content. We also plan to possibly open a branch in the Free State as well, where there's a lot of opportunities there and there's minimal competition. And that will then help us to be able to become the media house which we envisage to be.
Yeah. Okay, is that it?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask why you don't have a presentation?
I think for this purpose, the reason why I don't have a presentation is because I think I know everything about the business. I I have a broad perspective around what we want to do, where we are, and what are the plans going forward.
Okay.
Yes.
And for a guy in a visual business,
yes,
it's an interesting decision. You haven't spoken to what you would like to do with the funding that you might receive from making moves?
Well, the funding, if we receive the funding, the purpose of that is to buy our own production equipment. As I mentioned, that the reason for our cost of sales to be so high is because we have to hire out production equipment every time we go on a job.
How much production equipment can you get for 50,000?
Not much, but it will help as we move forward. I think it will definitely help for short term, but for medium and long term, we still have to then have enough business in order to reinvest and be able to acquire the rest of the production equipment.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
It's more a statement than a question.
Okay.
For a visual network, brand and multimedia company, I would have liked to see what you can put forward in terms of your brand.
Well, okay. I think our online studio pretty much has all the visuals that we have. Our portfolio is there, what we do is there, some of our clientele is there. So I believe that that's a decent enough platform, you know, for people to see what we can do.
Is that what you say when you go to clients to pitch?
No, when I go to clients to pitch, it obviously depends on what the requirements are, and then I will obviously...
But you're pitching to clients right now.
I'm pitching to investors right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say we give you 50,000. I mean, how much will you still need to acquire your production equipment?
I think we'll still need to raise roughly between 100 and 150 to get some of the other production equipment, because production equipment is pretty expensive, but I think if we own it, we can use it as much as we want, and we can also use that as a revenue generator as well by leasing out to other similar companies like ours.
Okay, are you guys happy? Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay. People say that I'm not a nice person.
Yeah.
I think I'm a very reasonable human being.
Yeah.
But I was a bit bored. Like, I've got nothing new to say.
Okay.
I'm disappointed, bitterly so. So instead of doing what you were doing last night, whatever it is, you should have been working on a plan and on a presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Pepsi said he was very disappointed, but I'd like to think I was pretty much straightforward and to the point, and sometimes you just need to be like that.
I mean, how did you coach this guy? What's his story? What came out in your coaching session?
Well.
All right, guys, so Graffic Hub Visual Network. I mean, how did you coach this guy? What's his story? What came out in your coaching session?
Well. I think what he didn't get is being able to take time out and prepare a simple presentation. The areas I told him to focus on, he did, because I said to him, listen, don't tell us about internship as a business. That's not your business. You are a visual graphics. Explain to us exactly who you are, where you've been, and where this money will take you to. I think he probably didn't do that. He didn't do that. No, I think he didn't. He probably didn't spend enough time last night working on this. And I think probably it's because he's done so many presentations in the past, and I think it gets to you that you start thinking you know what you do very well.
Reabecoe.
Yes, sir.
No, only 4 minutes your pitch.
Yeah.
Empower me more for minute.
Yeah.
What happened? What went through your mind? No,
I think in Twapili, I was a bit nervous, and I rushed through my pitch. But at the same time, I think sometimes you just have to be straightforward and to the point, just, you know, to run away from a whole lot of other things. So I think being straightforward and to the point was my intention, but maybe I could have relaxed a little bit.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
You know, I understand the industry that he's in, and my problem is we've seen people come here with disastrous pitches. But they've got such special businesses that you give them a chance.
Absolutely.
His business is not special.
unique.
He's not doing anything unique. I know 30 other guys that are infinitely more talented than he is that are doing the same thing, frankly, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, when you ask a question, okay, you're raising 50, what other plan have you got for the rest? How much more do you need? To get the answer, somewhere between 100 to 150.
That was not convincing.
I'm like, that's a big difference, bro.
It's a huge.
That's a 50% difference in what you may or may not need.
Exactly.
What is the pitching material in that?
I think because Negi pitcher for the 50K and to investors, I think I didn't think I needed visuals because the visuals are already available online. So I thought if I just come in, shoot straight, and get to the point, it will be much better.
I don't know, the cheekiness that just got to me. I mean, that you gotta have a teachable, you gotta have that teachable spirit. Especially when you, and for me, it was exactly what Pepsi's saying. He is very knowledgeable in the industry. If it were me standing there as an entrepreneur, I would be putting my best foot forward because I need to bowl you over. You know, even if you're not going to give me the 50,000 rand, you're going to see something unique in me, and you're going to assist me. It's as if he wasn't interested in promoting himself because he had a know-it-all attitude. You know, I know that I can come here and I can speak off the cuff. No.
Do you think you sold your business enough? Kawani or if batlo charger ka pitch and abasa charge ka eng. Ona na you articulated enough for Graffic Hub yetsang ibuaka.
I was able to at least explain what the business offers in terms of the service model, and I was able to describe what we want to do going forward. I think those two things were vital for the pitch. Everything else, you know, it's touch and go really. I could have gone and spoken there for 8 minutes, you know, and you know.
Yebo. Taba, asingasachithela isikhathi. Asambe siyoza ukuthi ngabe siyabona isikhathi esilandelayo noma cha.
All right.
All the best out.
Okay, Galeo.
Shap.
Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How do you think you did?
I think I could have done better, but I think in terms of what the business does and what we're trying to do was clearly described, and I hope based on that I'll be able to move to the next round.
Okay. I'm not sure it was clearly described. I understand that you want money to buy equipment. I don't know what equipment, I don't know what percentage of your cost of sales is used by leasing equipment. So there are a few things that I don't think you spoke to. I also don't fully understand what your business does. I've been to your website, I understand that there's some apps. I don't know which apps you've created, for which clients. There's some videos, there's some photography. So I still don't fully understand your business, and not only have I listened to your presentation, I've also gone to your website. Have you guys got any feedback?
Yeah. You know, the one thing, you can lose a client or a pitch within the first second of walking into the room. And I think that's what happened here today. You're a branding, marketing company. People are visual. Whether you agree with me or not, I'm telling you, people are visual. You would have caught, if you had messed up in you as a person, I would have been able to fall back on the visual content that you had. I didn't have that. So you lost me completely. Your attitude towards your business, because the attitude that I picked up from you is that you know it all. And in business, we learn every single day. We just got to be open to it. Okay?
Well, they've emphasized the need for graphics. I think you need to understand your business going forward. It's an experience. We experience something we see. And if you take that with you forever, you do amazing. You've got the desire, you've got the discipline, but you need to be a salesperson internally. And to be a salesperson is to present yourself and your idea in a way that somebody would want to listen. Not even to invest, but would want to listen. If you can do that, then we're good to go.
A few tasks that we think would be of benefit to you. Martine thinks you should see a life coach, a mentor, somebody to help develop you as an entrepreneur. Right? I think you need to look into a presentation. Have a standard presentation toolkit to sell your business. Have you got that?
Yes, we do.
A toolkit, a sales presentation. I would have loved to see that today, that talks about your business, talks about who you are and what you do beyond just the website. I think there was also a suggestion around try and see if you can attend some sales training, some sales seminars. They've got all sorts of seminars. Sometimes, $500 to get in and you spend a full day learning from people that are very good at sales. So try and find your way into one or two of those and continue learning and developing. And then my personal thing is I think you need to consider a business plan. Consider working with another person, even if it's asking someone for a favor, to help you build a business plan. Now, everybody says, it's a box that you're ticking, it's just the business plan. I think a good business plan is not for the outside world, it's for yourself.
Absolutely.
But you've got a solid business, you're a solid entrepreneur, you're a hard-working guy, and I totally believe you're going to succeed. But today, you lost it here today. So we're not going to move forward, but I expect to see big things from you, and I expect we'll be pitching against each other at some point in the not-so-distant future.
I'm sure you will, I'm sure you will.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think maybe it was boring in the sense that they probably expected me to wow them with some visuals, which I could have done. But I think it was more straight to the point, so maybe they're not used to straight shooters.